So this is just the extra notes that we're gonna go over. And I know we talked a little bit about this already last Tuesday. So let's get on with this thing. So we're only focusing on horizontal and vertical translation. Okay, we're just only focusing on horizontal. That means going left and right, or going up and down. Okay, so when we are given this general equation, okay, y minus k equals function. This is like a general function. We don't know what function this is, but it's just some kind of a function. X minus h. H is our horizontal translation. So let's put it down in here. So k will tell us if it's a vertical translation, and h tells us the horizontal translation. Okay, now here's the thing. If k is positive, it's gonna be, the graph is gonna move up. Okay, so if k is greater than 0, so positive, graph moves up. Okay, if k is less than 0, so if k is negative, graph moves down. Okay, now what about the h? If h is greater than 0, that means it's positive. It's gonna move to the right, translate to the right. Okay, it's gonna move to the right if h is positive. Now, if h is negative, it's gonna move left. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Because if it's a positive, it's gonna move up. If it's negative, it's gonna move down. If it's positive h, it's going to the right. And if it's negative h, it goes to the left. Makes sense. So here, it says here, given the graph of y equals f of x. So we're given the graph of f of x, right? We don't have the exact equation for this function. We just call it graph, right? We just call it the graph of f of x. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna perform the given translation. We're gonna perform the translation. We're also gonna use mapping. Okay, we're gonna use the mapping to determine image points, and then we're gonna use that to sketch the image. And then we're also gonna write the equation of the image, okay, after the translation. So here, this is our original, this is our, okay. So it says here, translated up 2 units, okay. Up, that tells us it's a vertical translation, up and down, right? It's vertical. So because it's up, it's a vertical translation. Which one is that? Is that a K or is it H? It's the K. Okay. So we're gonna put K. So what's K equal to? K is equals to 2. Okay, that's important. Let's write that down. k equals to 2. Okay. So what we're going to do is now we're going to use some mapping. Okay, so we're going to look for nice values in here. We're going to use nice points in here. So what are the, okay, so take a look. See what kind of nice, I call it nice points because it's right on the grid. What are the nice points in here? -3 and -4. Yeah, right there. Anything else? 1 and 1 and oh, +1 and 4. Okay, yeah. Yeah, how about -1 and 2? That's a really nice one. Okay. Okay, -9. Sorry? Oh, -4. -9. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna bring this closer to me because I can't really see properly. -4. Is it -4 -8? Yeah, okay. Anything else? That's a lot, okay. Anything else? We're only gonna pick the nice numbers, the ones that we are, we can see that's this one too. 3, 3, 2. And then 4 and +4 and +3 and 2. Yes. Anything else? 5 and -4, and then 6 and -8. Just 8. Okay. Good. So we got really a lot of nice points in here. Okay, good. Fine. So we're gonna use those points and put them in here. Okay. So let's start with this one over here. This is gonna be -4, -8. Yes, -4, -8. Cool. The next one is -3 and -4. The next one is -1 and 2. The next one is 1 and 4. Next one is 3 and 2. Okay, I'm gonna run out of room, so I'll just go here. The next one would be 5 and -4. And I'll just, yeah. We got a lot, but that's okay. That's actually nice. So what's happening in here is that we know that everything is translated up to units. So K is 2. Now, because it's a translation on the Y, nothing on the X, so we're going to keep the X alone. Nothing is getting affected on the X. But what's happening on the Y? It's going to be +2. So we're going to go Y +2. Okay, because the K is +2. Good? So what's going to happen? The X are going to stay the same, the y will be added to. Okay, so let's do that. It's going to be -4, comma, the -8 is the y, so -8 plus 2 is going to be now -6. -3 stays the same for x, and the y will become -2. And I gotta put it in the brackets because these are coordinate points, so I want to make sure that I'm putting them in brackets. Okay, next one would be -1, comma, what's the y? 1, 4, -1, 4. Next one.
1, 6.
1, 6.
3, 4.
3, 4.
5, -2.
And then 5, -2. Okay, so these are the points on our original function. Okay, these are the points on the original function, but because we are translating it up to, so we're affecting the y value, so it's +2 on the y's. These are the new image points. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the time. I'm actually gonna try to plot these points on here and see what would it look like, right? It should look like the same graph. It has to be the same graph, it's just that everything is shifted up, right? Because that's what we want. So let's go ahead and do that. Take the time to do that. Okay, so my graph kind of looks like that. Okay, it's a sketch, right? If we continued on with more points at the bottom, if we did all of them, then we would have another one down here. So everything is shifted up 2, right? It went up 2. We can put the arrow at each end. Did you get the same picture? Yeah? Okay, good. So what have we done? We created an image graph, and that image graph came from the image points. Now the next thing that it says here, write the equation of the image. Okay, the original is y equals to f of x. That's the original one. Original. Now, because there's some kind of a translation happen, actually just one translation, y minus k equals to f of x minus h. What did we say k is? K is 2, right? K is 2. So we're going to put k equals to 2 right there. Yes? So it becomes y minus positive 2 equals f of x. Is there any h horizontal? Nothing, right? So we're just gonna, it's 0. So you can write it as y minus 2 equals f of x. Okay, is that okay?
So you can take out the h because there's no h in the one?
Yeah, because it's, yeah, we could put a 0. So it's going to be x minus 0. Good. Another way to rewrite this so that the y is isolated on one side of the equation is for us to take this to the other side of the equation. So it becomes y is isolated equals f of x plus 2. Okay, so far so good. Let's take a look at letter B. Letter B says here, the function f of x is translated left 4 units. Left 4 units. Okay, so because it says left, which one are we going to look at? Is it the K or the H? The H. H is a horizontal translation. So because it's H is left 4, because it's left 4, what is the H value? Is it positive 4 or negative 4? Left means negative. Negative, okay. Left is negative. Okay? It says here, over here, if h is less than 0, which is, it's going to move to the left. So it has to be left 4. Okay? I'll explain that in a second. Okay? You'll see it why. So let's do an image points again. I think your brain is going directly to the equation. No, you're not going to go directly to the equation. Do it step by step. Remember, baby steps? Baby steps. Okay, so let's put in some values in here. Negative 4, negative 8, negative 3, negative 4. Yeah, these are the exact same points initially, right? These are initial points. Okay, good. So, because it's going to the left, which variable is it going to affect? Is it the x variable or the y variable? It's the x variable. It's going to be x minus 4. X minus 4. Okay, don't think about the equation yet. X minus 4. What about the y? Y would stay the same. Okay, so whatever the x is, we're going to take it minus 4. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So it's negative 4. And then minus negative 4, that gives us negative 8, negative 8.
What's the 3 part of the mapping?
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and fill this out. I'll do the same thing, and then we can double check. is everybody okay with that one? Minus. Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat the first step. So this is, we kept all of the points, original points on the graph. So -4, -8. And then because it's left, movement or translation affecting the x, so h is -4, so it's going to be x minus 4. You're okay with that one? Yeah. And the y, well, nothing is changed there, so it's just that. So if x is -4, okay, you put -4 here. -4 minus 4 will give us -8, and then -8 stays the same. And then you go here. If x is -3 minus 4, that's going to give us -7. Y stays the same. So that's okay now? Okay, good. Is everybody okay? Baby steps. Good. Now that we have all these, and is everybody okay with this part here? Okay. Yes? Okay. Now let's go ahead and graph it onto this grid. Remember, we were doing the original one, it should be moving to the left 4. So it should be going this way, right? So go ahead and plot this new image points, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I'll do the same thing too.
So, actually, you can explain that they switch. When you wrote y minus 2, technically y minus 2 is going down, but you know?
Try,
Okay.
I added yeah. What we're gonna do this one first. I'll do the equation later. You're thinking about the equation. Don't jump, don't run. Step, walk, baby steps. I know exactly what you're thinking, so don't do that. This is a time when I feel like I should have like some crayons or something, so we can have different colors. Okay. So, okay, I'll give you a moment to graph that. As you, now your graph has moved. Remember, this is the original one, right? This is your parabola. It moved. Every single point moved to the left 4 units. Okay. Oh, I'll talk about that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay. Is your graph looking like this?
I have a question about the y-axis.
Y-axis?
Yeah, y-axis. Where do you start from which one? You
Oh.
start from the top or down?
Which one?
The first equation A. Where you going to
Okay, yeah? Everyone's okay? Okay.
So, you see the says, translate for left, so, and then you go left.
Yeah.
Right? But for the equation,
Yes, I'll talk about the equation. Relax. I'll talk to you about the equation. Okay, everybody just want to jump to the equation and like, hold. Okay. Okay, everybody wants to jump right into the equation. Come on, baby steps. Here we go. You know, like, I tell you this is like something that I tell you. All my life, I've never played any instrument. Anybody here played instrument? Musical instrument? No? Okay. Well, anyways, I said like, oh yeah. I was like, old. And I said, I'm gonna pick up an instrument. I'm gonna pick violin. Yes, I'm gonna do violin. Good. And then my violin teacher says, oh, this is what you're gonna play. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars. I was like, what? Like, you know what Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars? You know that baby song? Yeah. I was like, are you kidding me? Why would you want me to do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Really? What do you think of me? Like 5? No, of course I didn't say that. I wanted to play like what Beethoven, no, not Beethoven. Beethoven is like, those classical people.
Steve Wonder.
Whatever. I want to be classical thing. And then I got frustrated. I quit. And that's the value of baby steps. Because I wanted to play. I didn't value the twinkle, twinkle, little star. Anyways, that's my story. Good. So, what are we going to do? Our original equation looks like this. Y equals to f of x. That's our original function. Okay? Now, because we're just talking about translation, y minus k equals f of x minus h. That gives us the horizontal translation and the vertical translation. Okay. There's no vertical translation, so it becomes y minus 0 equals f of x. Remember, this is always minus. Okay, now what's our h value? -4. I'm going to put -4 in here. Okay? This is your answer. This is what you've been asking me about. Right? So simplify this. Now simplify.
F minus 4.
Yeah. So if we simplify this, y minus 0, that's just y. We're going to put y equals f of, what's x minus minus 4? It's x plus 4. Okay? So the question that you were asking about earlier is that why is it plus 4 in here when this is a -4 there? It's because the translation, the formula is y minus k equals f of x minus h. And these two negatives just got simplified to positive. Okay? That's why. Good? Now you're okay with that one.
why you pick 0 for? Why minus 0?
Oh, because we just did 4 left. There's no vertical translation. Yeah. Okay? Good? Let's try one more. Example. Now this one here, example number 2, it's a totally different function. It's a different function, different picture. What we're gonna do is this has both vertical translation and a horizontal translation. This is where we're gonna see both of them happening at once. Okay, so the very first thing we're gonna do is first pick a point in here. So what are the good points in there? So go ahead and take the time to do that. Okay. I got 3 good points, -5, 3, -4, 4, and 6, 6. You agree with that one? Okay. So, what's happening in here? It's translated down 3 and then left 1. Left 1. So down 3, so that gives us K is -3. Down 3, that means K is -3. Down means negative, right? Now, going to the left is
Maybe 4 and 6. One point.
is it 4 and 6? Okay, sorry. Oh, 4, yes, 4 and 6. Thank you. Oh, please say something. Okay, 4 and 6. So going back to this, down 3, so that's the K value, down 3. So -3. Now going to the left, 1, that gives us the H equal to -1, right? So down is negative, left is negative. So what's our mapping here? Okay. So x minus 1, right? Because h is affecting the horizontal, the -1. And then y minus 3. Y minus 3. Okay. Now that we have that, let's put those numbers in. So if x is -5, all the x's, we have to subtract 1. All of the y's, we have to subtract 3. Okay? Did you get negative 6, 0, negative 5, 1, 3, 3? Yeah? Okay, good. Now we're going to use those points and plot the new figure, the image graph. Is that okay? Did you get that picture? Yeah, we only got 3 points, so that's really nice to see. Now what's happening here is like this point here. Okay, I'll give you some time to write that down and then I'll explain. Yeah? Okay. I'll wait. I can still see some people writing. Okay. So this, if I could just have your attention. This is one of the points that we have, right? And that's a nice point. What did I do? This point is, we said, we went down 3 and left 1. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1. So this point is now over here. Yeah? And then this is a nice point here. The vertical is down 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then left 1. So now this is the new point for that. And then there's one more somewhere here. What did we say? Oh, this point. You go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then left 1. Now it's that right there. Yes? Is it getting better? Okay. Now that we have that, we're ready for the equation. So our original is y equals to f of x, whatever that is. Okay. We don't care what the actual function is here. We don't know what the original equation is, but we know we call it f of x. So y minus k equals to f of x minus h. Okay, what do we have? Y minus, what's the k value? Negative 3. So I'm going to put negative 3 there. Okay, equals f of x minus h. What's the h? H is negative 1. So negative 1. Okay. Now simplify. Y plus 3, because negative and a negative will give us a positive 3. F of x plus 1, because a negative and a negative will become positive as well. Now if we want to have the y on its side by itself, we can take this to the other side and we can say y is equals to f of x plus 1 minus 3. Okay? Good? Is it getting better? Is it getting better? Okay. Oh, I guess we're not. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's see this. Let's see if we This is our last example on this page. We're gonna go back to the book. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna go to the right 2. So what does that mean?
2x plus 2.
Okay, no, hold on. Don't write 2. Don't jump to the equation. H is equals to 2. Yeah, H is equals positive 2. Up 3. K is equals to positive 3. Okay? Once you become so comfortable with this, you don't have to do this part. Okay? But, you know, take it slow. The baby steps, yeah. Now you're speaking my baby language. Yeah. Yeah. Baby steps. Okay, so our okay, so what's happening in here? Because it's right 2, what's going on with the x? It's going to be x okay, hold on. We'll do the image first. Yeah. X what? Plus 2. Yes, correct. Very good. What about the y? Y plus 3. Very good. Okay, now go ahead and figure out the new image point. Is everybody okay with this piece? Now go ahead and let's plot those points onto this grid. Let's see where we get. Looks like, and I'll wait until everyone is done. You okay with that one? Yeah? Okay. So we figured out the H, we figured out the H value and the K value of our translation. We created the mapping points. We've sketched the graph. Now we're gonna do the function. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Y equals to f of x. So y minus k equals f of x minus h. Okay. So y minus, our k is positive 3, so I'm just going to go plus 3. X minus h is plus 2. Okay. So you could just write that simply as y minus 3 f of x minus 2. And again, if we want to just write it so that the y is on its own, So you take the negative 3 to the other side of the equation. It's f of x minus 2 plus 3. Yes? Is that better? Are we all on the same page? Is everybody on the same page? Yes? Okay. Give you some time. I think this is valuable time to go over. Now we're going to switch back to our book. Okay, we're on page 6 now, right? Page 6. So if you weren't here last Tuesday, we did a whole bunch of stuff on there. I'll post it on the blog sometime today, including the video. Okay, so now let's just take a look at example number 3 from your book, page 6. It says here, here's the graph of y equals to g of x. Okay, well, we don't know what the exact graph is, but they call it y equals to g of x. Sketch the graph of each function below. State the domain and range of the function. Okay. What's happening in here? If you want, you can take this to the other side. So it's going to be y minus 2 equals to g of x minus 3. Okay? Yeah. We did example 3. Okay, so going with that, what is the h and k value? What's the h value?
Plus minus 3. Minus 3 is h value, plus 2 is k value. H plus negative 2 is y value.
What's the h value?
3.
Positive 3, correct. Is everybody okay with that? Because it's y minus k equals g of x minus h. See, this is a minus, so h is just the 3. H is just a 3. Okay? What's the k value? K value is 2. So that means if h is 3, there's a horizontal shift of what? Left or right?
3 right.
3 to the right. And then h is a positive, k is a positive 2, means 2 up. 2 up. Okay? So, what's our point here? How can we replot this one so that it's 3 right and 2 up? Did you pick a point? So this negative 3, 0, negative 3, 0. Hassan told me? Okay, that's you? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So it's x plus 3, y plus 2. So that's 1 point right there. Any other really nice point?
Negative 4 and 7.
-4, 7, yeah, I see that too.
Negative 2 and 5.
-5, yes.
Negative 1 and 8.
-1 and 8. 0, 9. 1 and 7. No, 1 and 8. 2 and 5. 3 and 0. And then there's one more in here, 4 and 7. Okay, we're running out of room for the next one, but okay, what? So what's the image point? All the x's are getting added by 3. All the y's are getting added by 2. So that's going to be 0, 2. So go ahead and fill this up. Fill this column up with the new points. So once you figure this out, then you can start plotting the new points.
It's lesson or
Yeah, you're right. We need to extend our grid a little bit. Okay. No, the shape is still there, right? It's just that it got moved left. No, moved right 3 and up 2. That's it. Is that okay? Now for this one, it says here, state also the domain and the range. What's the domain of this function, the new function? Okay, so the domain is from negative infinity to positive infinity. And the range is 2, positive 2, okay. Yeah. Positive 2 to infinity. Yeah. Now clearly we should have given you more space in here, but I want to show something in here first. I'll just do it on a separate sheet of paper. Okay. Okay. What's the domain for the original one? Yeah, negative infinity up to positive infinity. Okay. What did we do for the domain? What's the transformation on the x? We added 3. So if we added 3, so we're going to add 3 on everything. So if we add 3, it would still be negative infinity, still to positive infinity, right? Now what about the range? What did we do? What's the original range? 0 to positive infinity, okay? 0 to positive infinity. And what's a translation for y? Everything got added. Think of all of the range. Everything got added by 2. Add 2, add 2. So if we add 2 here, it would be now 2. And if you add 2 to the infinity, it would still be infinity.
So you're showing us how to get the domain range without graphing.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You got it. Good. Now let's take a look at the next one. We're cutting into the next. What's the h and what's the k value? Remember, it's supposed to be y minus k equals g of x minus h. So what's the h? How did I get a plus 2 there? It would have been minus 2, right? So that means the h must be negative 2. Yeah, negative 2. So that means it's going to be horizontally shifted to the left. So it's going to be moving left 2. What about the k? What's the k value? How did they get a plus 1 there? It's going to be minus negative 1. So what's the k? It's a minus 1. And what does that mean? Down, k is down 1. Okay? So we could do all these stuff, but we could just, from this point, we could just use these points. So you go left 2, this is 1 point, left 2, down 1. So that's now right there. this point here is left 2, and then we go down 1. So now we are like right here. This part here is there. Now what about this one? Left 2, down 1. Mm-hmm.
So because it doesn't specifically state that it's an absolute function, you can still go below the zero.
Yes, yes, yeah. This one here, because we don't have we haven't talked about the explicit function, and that's gonna be right here, and I even wrote it down. This one, I know it's fast forwarding to example 6, we're not gonna get there. This is like, can you see? They dropped the f of x because they actually gave us the function. Yeah, yeah. So I don't wanna fast forward there yet, so. Yeah. Okay, so if you take every single point, oh, I lost my point. Okay, there it is, and then here's 1. That's that one. And then this one is left 2, down 1. And then this one is left 2, down 1. Oh, I'm not doing baby steps here right now.
Those are all, yeah.
Left 2, down 1. So this is what happens when I don't do the baby steps. Right there. I just highlight that, so that's, we know that's the last one. Right there. Okay. I skipped quite a bit of steps in there. What's the new domain and range for this one? Remember the original? The original is from negative infinity up to positive infinity. And we said that everything is going to be horizontally shifted to the left 2, so we're going to go minus 2, minus 2. So if we subtracted subtracted 2, it would still be negative infinity, yes? And if I subtracted minus 2 from the infinity, it would still be infinity. What about the range? The range used to be 0 to infinity. And what did we do? We brought everything down 1. So we subtracted down 1. So it's going to be now minus 1. 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Infinity minus 1 would still be infinity. And that's what it looks like to us, right? Infinity, negative infinity to positive infinity for the domain. And then the new range is minus 1 to infinity. So let's just write that down. Okay. Good. Okay, I'm pausing right here because I did promise you that we will have some time to work on our stuff. So I will let you know which ones we're gonna do or we're gonna practice on, right? It looks super easy.